What's the crack, lads? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the Grande Milan epic trio. We've got Baresi, we have got Massaro, who's a brand new legend, and of course we have Albertini as well. I'm not going to waste any time. We're just going to go straight in. Thanks to OC, we are going to be able to check out these cards, right? They are in this Milan pack here. Now, OC had to go deep. There's only 13 players left. This is on OC's account that we are, so thank you to OC. We're having a look at it here. That is the pack that you see there. We're actually going to go in here and just get in and show you straight away the best builds that we found from. Now, there is a couple of conditions, I think, to get the best out of these players, right? Number one, I'm going to show you the best build, in my opinion, for Franco Baresi, right? He does have Fortress. He also is given here heading. I think it's a must, right? He obviously isn't the tallest of centre-backs. He's only 176, which puts him in comparison with Cannavaro, really in direct competition with Cannavaro. If you are playing a double small man CB, I wouldn't really recommend it, right? Because obviously they're going to be fighting for the same kind of, they'll have the same strengths but the same weaknesses, which is why I'd mix it in. Obviously this is just an Italian squad, but this is probably the best pound for pound to get the most out of, you're not playing Cannavaro, but you are playing Baresi instead of him, or you're playing Cannavaro and you don't have Baresi at all. It's the same rules apply. You want a maxed out jumping build. You want his physical contact to be 90. You want all his defensive stats to be minimum 90, including that aggression for a build-up. And I still think 85 speed is the sweet spot. Yes, it would be nice to have acceleration and heading over 85, but we're not going to get that here, right? We've also given him the defending booster here. That is the one I would definitely give to him. But again, it depends on what one you want to give, right? So I'm just going to show you a really quick build of him here, and then we're going to go into the other players as well. This is the build. So 1 into passing, you don't need to worry about that. 1 into dribbling, just to get his tight possession to 75. 4 dexterity, 7 lower body, 11 area strength, 10 defending, and 1 into goalkeeper 1. Baresi's going to be pretty much, I think, as part of a back 4 or a back 3, just playing one small CB, because a lot of people play on the ground. So it's not that big of a deal if you are playing on the ground defense, right? You don't need to have, a team of giants. I usually kind of mix it by having 1 or 2 of these that are smaller base players. If you have a fullback like Carlos, or you have Baresi or Cannavaro, and then you have Thuram Maldini or Araujo or Tomiyasu or Nesta or any of those big boys, right? Albertini is pretty straightforward as well. You're going to get that 85 speed. You're going to get 90 low pass, 90 lofted. Nice if we could get tight possession to 85, but we're not going to get that. His balance as an orchestrator is quite low as well. It's not a massive deal, but he does have jumping and physical contact over 80. The main stats for this guy, lads, is genuinely his attacking awareness and defensive awareness being perfectly balanced and being more defensive, because he is obviously a defensive-minded player, right? He does have a lot of additional skills given on this build as well. I do kind of agree with all of these. Obviously, blocker would be nice on him as well, but I definitely think he's not going to be suited as playing as a defensive. You just can't compare the likes of Albertini to the likes of Rijkaard or Vieira or Zakaria or Rodri or any of those big boys. I do feel like he's probably better suited in a position like this, but then he's going to be fighting for, a position with Pirlo. But that is probably the best build I would give to him if you're playing him as part of a double-manned DMF. So you've got a whole player, you've got an anchorman beside him, right? That's probably where I would go with it. Defending again with the booster there, and that is the build, right? So you're going to show you the build 2, 2, 5, 7, 8, 4, 13, and that's the build that we've gone for there. Now, I want to talk about Massaro, right? He's a brand new legend, obviously. Don't want to make this video too long, but I do feel like that there is one key addition that you need to make to this card. So in my opinion, I've tested a couple of builds. We've messed around with a couple of builds on OC's account. This is for my play style. And if you like to hold the ball a little bit, right, you're not going to be playing massive possession with a card like this, right? Because he's not fully run and gun. He only has 85 type possession. With this build, he has 84 balance, 84 speed. You're kind of saying it's missing that kind of threshold. You want 85 speed minimum. You also want 85 balance, right? We do have the 90 plus jump and physical contact, acceleration, finishing and heading. This is the build that gets you all of those, right? And I'm going to show you right here. So it's 8 into shooting, 0 passing, 5 dribbling, 11 dex, 7 lower body, 8 aerial strength, and that's your lot, right? But we haven't given the booster yet, and I definitely feel like Massaro 100% with this build needs agility +1. He needs that speed, he needs acceleration, he needs balance and stamina, all +1. Now you can mess around, you can find a very similar build, but I think the thing for foxes in the box is you need attacking awareness over 90, you need finishing over 90, you need physical contact over 90 if you're going to be running the ball a little bit, while not dependent on pure blistering pace. And the way the pace is in the game at the moment, you're nearly better off have physical contact to be able to hold players off with the auto shield if you get used to that. It seems to be quite meta at the moment. This guy's surprisingly good stat-wise. You also have 85 kicking power. You're going to have 85 speed. You're going to have 90 plus acceleration. It's a very solid card. And that 85 type possession, 85 balance kind of little double as well is nice, right? In terms of skills, anything you want to throw on him, obviously he doesn't have one-touch shot or one-touch pass, but he does have first-time shot. Acrobatic finishing is there, aerial superiority, he's heading as well. Outside curler would be a one to give him as well. It's not bad. But genuinely, man, I do feel as if this card, right? I do feel as if this card is going to be a card that a lot of people will probably sleep on. But because he's a fox in the box like Romario, the position of foxes in the boxes is a little bit more unique than goal poachers because there's less of them, right? But that's the build that your guys are seeing there very, very quickly. I think that is probably the build that we would go with agility. So that's going to be it. Whether you guys skipped or spun, let me know. And obviously we'll be back very, very soon. Peace.